Hello everybody, how's it going today? Merry Christmas to everybody out there. And I know I said that in my controversy in gaming video, but that's because I recorded that gaming video when it was still Christmas Eve, just before it turned midnight. So I'm saying it again because today's Christmas Day. And yeah, so I just figured why not watch a movie and do a review on it, because that's what I was in the mood for. And I decided to review a comedy movie. Oh boy, I didn't expect it to go like this. The movie is called Adult Work, Masked for Her Pleasure. I misread the first part as Adult Works. You know, like those TV shows. And I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't really watch those shows that come on Five Action, Child Farm and those type of shows at all. No nonsense. I'm not that horny, for God's sake. I mean, I don't watch these type of shows. I mean, I've been told about it, of course. But yeah, on YouTube, there will be a lot of words said, so please don't remove this video at all. This is what the movie's about, and it's basically about this guy that owns he owns an adult store that his uncle used to own before. I think he passed or something like that, and he tries to get, tries to persuade people that he wouldn't want to sell when people try and persuade him to sell. Because I don't think he wants to sell. In the movie, he doesn't want to sell, he wants to continue it. And he comes across these bizarre people with some opinions. And let me tell you one thing, there's a lot of people in this and a lot of dialogue. So I would try my best to remember everybody as I can. And if I can't, you could just remind me anyway. I mean, that's if people watch this movie. I don't think people will after me describing it. I don't think I'm going to mention the characters in order, so I'm just going to go as quick as I can here. Bear with me on this one. So yeah, there's these characters. The first guy comes in. His name's Denny, and he starts giving some ideas and talking about something called Slut Hut that I thought was an idea with his, but I think it was already in the store, so I'm not quite sure. But he starts to talk more about how you can make the place better. There's just everybody else that comes in and talks about the opinions of it, and and Denny, there's more scenes of him in it. I'm telling you that much. It is a bit strange. And you come across someone called Charlotte, who talks about how there's like a connection to she develops in the store, and she, I think she agrees that he probably shouldn't let it go. I think something like that. But then she also makes an offer, so that's probably what she was trying to get. It's quite confusing because these people make it sound like that they don't want him to sell, but deep down they think that he should sell. It's a bit confusing with the whole storyline to me. And then you come across Violet. I don't know what's going on, man. Violet. Now, when I heard of this movie and I read about it, I knew it was going to be weird. They said bizarre character come. I thought it was going to be funnier. And then Violet, you see her dressed up in all these costumes. She's dressed up as an eggplant and she's dancing to some whatever music she was dancing to. I have no idea what music she was dancing to. And she also wears like some sort of what is it, a banana outfit, and then she also wears like a penis type outfit. Don't ask me why. It comes in towards the end of the movie, something like that. Towards that further on the movie's dressed up as that. And you also come across someone called Woke Lucas. Oh, okay, I thought I was gonna call her. My bad. But yeah, so she comes. So you see someone called Woke Lucas, and yeah, I'm just gonna skip that bit because you already know what he's gonna say about it. He talks about how the idol store is degrading women and demeaning to them, and how it's disgusting, how it's wrong. And you see someone called Pastor Jane that comes in. Not pastor as in pasta you eat, but pasta, like a pasta. Americans call them priests. That's an American term, American term for priest. So in case not many of you knew out there. And yeah, she sort of says, and this is why I applaud. I love this bit in the movie. Probably my favourite scene in this movie. And it's not even funny. This knocks up a rating, by the way. She says, so what? So it's not affecting me by any chance. I'm a pastor. It's not affecting me. I mean, it's not your place to judge you should protect me or not. I think I can handle myself out there. And she was also asking for a vibrator. You could have made that up. I like that. And she's a pastor too. And she's bisexual. You know what? That's the best scene in that movie. Whoever put that in there, thank you. Thank you for putting that in there. There needs some sort of dialogue like that from her in a movie like that. And you come across him with these phone calls. that he has an assistant, and you know, someone called the sign guy. I'm not going to get into them, they're pretty boring. And then you see someone called like Mr. Horse. And then Mr. Horse, and then Mr. Horse is with two dominatrix women. I don't know what to say about this scene. And then the guy that's dressed up as wearing that horse mask looking thing sort of looks at the camera after the woman says something, and he's like, phew. I forgot what she said to make him react like that, but I only remember. I don't even know it as if that matters. I need to see a scene with Turner and Denny just playing a game where they got a dildo in their hands and they put lube. They put like lotion or lube on their hands, and I assume they have to catch it perfectly without sipping it out their hands. Who made this movie? Of course, I had to find a movie like this. Of course, don't know what I was thinking. And then they sort of throw it, and then the scene just went on forever, for a while, for a scene like that. I kind of wanted it to stop. I don't know what they were thinking in that movie. And then Denny sort of gives us some sort of therapy, not therapy, but he sort of like talks about how depressing his relationship is, like marriage. I don't know what was going on there. And he comes across someone called Maxine, who's kind of like not his boss, but sort of acts like it. And she says, you got to make sure the stock is up. Why is the stock over there not, up? And the guy was like, Turner said, well, because people that we like, the flavoured panties, is it tastes like cough syrup? Yeah, and then Maxine just said, Maxine said to this woman, I told you, we should went organic. I'm a bit of disarray what's going on. Well, and then he goes to someone called Patty. And then this Patty has like some sort of food truck called Mac Patty. And she sort of like gives him names that he tells her to come up with. I don't know if it's names for the store or if it's like adult film star names. I clearly have no idea what on earth is this movie. And not to mention the start of it. Not the start of it. Turner even said, "Oh, the pros and cons of jerking off." Did you ever think of that? Yeah, I should have mentioned at the start of this, before I even started talking about these characters. I should mention what he said at the start. I found that a bit like, what the hell? I thought that could have been funny when I saw it. I was like, this movie could be good. When I saw the camera angle and how they were talking, I was like, this is going to be one of those sort of movies. And another thing, who the hell films movies with their face masks? I'm surprised I could even understand what they were saying. I just had a microphone somewhere in their chest where you have to hear them that way. There's no way. I tried talking to people that have their mask on. I can't hear what they're saying. There's probably the odd movie like that out there. There probably is. I don't know, but that's weird kind of filming that. And this movie was made in 2023, a few years after that pandemic happened. So they didn't make it clear as a movie that's set in that. But then the year was sort of wrong. So they should have made that movie 2 years prior. But yeah, unless they made it and it came out that year, I think that's what it means, because not every movie comes at the year it says it's going to be, coming out somewhere. Like, you know what I mean. And you come across someone called Young Santa, who looks like a meth head Jesus. Comes in, I don't know what sort of mask he was got, some sort of transparent thing. It looked like he put sellotape around his face, and he sort of suggests that he should have his own like. I mean, yeah, he does do some sort of drugs. It is some sort of like, he sort of does something called like a mistletoe thing, which is more powerful than weed, and he thinks that Turner should change up it like some sort of like meth house or something, like pot house or whatever you call it. Yeah, I know what he was thinking of doing that. And then you see someone called Zap comes in. Oh man, Zap. And the Zap just sort of like, he sort of says, oh yo, I want to know why. I mean, it sounds like, I don't know if he's got dyslexia because he didn't know how to say certain words. Comes and sounds out to know weird and dodgy and all trippy. Saying, yes, I feel a bit disgruntled, that's it, yes. Disgruntled, yes. And I'm not really happy with you. I'm not working here anymore. And Turner sort of tries to explain to me he couldn't get the words out. And then Zap sort of grabs a dildo that's on the counter and acts like it's, and uses it as if it's like a gun, pointing at them. What is it? And then Turner says, "Listen, man. When you were last working a few years ago, there were some robbers that broke in and they shot you in the head, and you have memory loss from that." And then he was like, "Oh, well, how can anyone do that? How can anyone shoot me in the head, man? Oh my god!" He throws a dildo. He forgets it's there, man. He forgets there's like a dildo on the floor. I think that's the one he was referring to, like the purple dildo. Yeah, bear in mind, I'm saying all these words YouTube because this is part of what the movie's about. I wasn't planning to, but it's what the movie's about. It has them in the movie. So yeah, probably not the most appropriate movie for Christmas, but I had to watch it. It just caught my eyes. An hour and 22 minutes long. I don't like my movies too long, so might as well watched it. Why not? Had to. It's comedy, but it's no funny scenes in it. Apart from the ones that were meant to be funny but wasn't because it was stupid. And then they start walking out, and you see like Turner and young Jesus, no, not young Santa smoking. Oh dear me, this is getting better and better, doesn't it? And who else came, man? And you have someone called like I think Frank, which I think is his dad. I think it's Frank Gay. I'm not really sure if he is. I know in one of my videos I did say Gay, but I'm going to say on this one because this movie had a lot of this type of words in it. Yeah, I don't understand. And so I was saying, you got to do what's. I know you don't have it. I know you have an attitude where you don't care about what people think, but you got to start that buckling up here, man. It's so confusing because it's almost like they said that you should care about what people think, but you should take other people's opinions into account. Partly agreed. It's something to think about. I partly agree with him on that one, but yeah, but I don't think Frank is gay. Because I'm sorry he said he has a wife. I don't know. This storyline and dialogue was quite confusing to me. And then you also see another scene of Denny just. I mean, yeah, I've also forgot to mention Denny's into hentai. Oh God Almighty, man. Oh boy. Yeah, that's strange. Yeah. And I can't remember what Turner said to that regarding that. He was also on the phone to someone called Leslie about his business. This was towards the end of the movie where Leslie's talked about the sign. Again, he's only after the sign to get people coming in. I literally don't get it, but I don't understand it. He should fix everything else up. Never mind about the sign. If he wants to make it better, he should fix something up. And then Leslie sort of like came up with something called Smart Heart instead of Slut Heart. Got better ring to it, I guess. He should just went with that, but he still said no. He doesn't. I just don't understand what this dude wants. And then you see someone called Randy, not Andy, Randy, and Randy's just sort of like someone that he's dreaming about. Randy's Spears or something like that. And he sort of suggests to him that, like do what you want. Sort of everybody else is saying, do what you have to do, just for your sake, but just make sure you're making the right decision. And he throws some sort of fish at him, some big fish. I think it's a swordfish or something. I have no idea what that scene's about. And then the guy just, sort of says, Randy Spears. Am I supposed to know who Randy is? I don't know. I think I'm supposed to, like, he's a main sort of like name in the movie for some strange reason. If it's based off somebody, I don't know. I need to see another scene of Turner just dancing with that Mr. Horse, or dancing, but sort of imagining that Mr. Horse just coming in and just start dancing and raving to that music. Actually, I'm not. It's almost like I was seeing a male stripper. I had no clue what the hell was going on. The soundtrack of music in this movie is weird. And especially the scene where he's trying to clean out the I think the books or DVDs, I think, and so the lyrics is kind of like sort of something about a starfish or something. You have to watch it so you know what I'm talking about, man. There's actually too many characters. I mean, don't get me. I like it. There's a lot of detail in this movie. They're missing the humor and they're missing good dialogue. There's a lot of things that need improving. And you sort of see that young Santa just disappear. Didn't think they would have that in a movie like this. It's not sci-fi, so I don't understand why they does something like that in this sort of movie. Wow. I really need to remember what else who else was in this movie, because I'm afraid there's probably one or two more characters that I'm missing. Damn, there's a lot that's been put into it. I think I mentioned enough to go by so far. And yeah, so there's not really much else to describe in this movie. Apart from stuff I didn't know about, like something about an anal bullet, where you see Turner playing with an anal bullet, and Maxine just goes, "I see you playing with an anal bullet." That's a thing. There's something called anal bullet. I've never seen that before. Unless it's maybe like something, and she just, or whatever they call it over there, something different. Yeah, in a movie like this, probably the only movie where you didn't need nudity, because it's in a shop, and it wouldn't have made much sense if they didn't really have that sort of thing in the movie. So yeah, it wouldn't be straight they had that sort of thing, but there were scenes of that in this. It wouldn't have made much sense. It's a shop, so definitely don't have any nude scenes in it. I was hoping there would be, but you know, there wasn't, unfortunately. But yeah, boy, I think I mentioned enough so far of this movie. You gotta watch it so you can know, because I'm literally just out of. I think I've said every character now. Shockingly, I think I've mentioned every character. And if I miss one or two out, it's fine. It ain't even that good of a movie anyway. It's quite poor. Watch it if you want. You can watch it and come to me. I'll probably be better if you do watch it, because you can give me your opinions on it anyway. But yeah, not to mention, I did record quite a few scenes and showed it to my friends. Yeah, I don't know what they'll say about it. I'm going to look at it after, you know, I record this video, whilst I'm recording anyway. Yeah, but not appropriate movie for Christmas. But you know what? I'm delivering. I'm making the videos, regardless if it's good quality. I'm making it because I enjoy them. So you know what? So even if it's a weird movie, sometimes weird movies can give you a reaction too. Yeah. So rating. I almost forgot the rating of this movie. I'll give this a 2. I was gonna give it a 1. It's one of those movies where it could have been. It had potential to be funny. It maybe had the right characters, but the way the characters behaved, it's not really the sort of way I would want it to be in a movie. You know, the comedies that I love are the ones where they behave a certain way to be funny. It just felt like someone just recorded them into like an adult store and just told them just to say any rubbish. That's what I thought. There was nothing that was meant to be funny. The scenes that could have come across funny was when Denny and Turner was playing the game with the dildo, and when Mr. Horse came in with that reaction at the end. Other than that, there should have been more than that. And there wasn't really much else. I just think the characters were not too stupid, but they were a bit too like calm, if that makes any sense. Yeah, terrible movies are hard to explain. The reason I'm giving it a 2 and not a 1 is because of that one scene where, you know, Janet comes in, you know, the pastor that I spoke about earlier. Yeah, she made good dialogue. If it's good dialogue like that, I'll accept it. I'll allow it, because it's so true. You know, but yeah, she just, you know, yeah, people just ignore that, which is a shame. And also, oh, there's one character I forgot to mention, someone called Big D. I don't know if I mentioned him earlier, but he comes and he says, "Oh, you got anything new for me?" And he just pulls out a penis pump, like a big penis pump. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. If I have, I do apologise. But yeah, not really much else to explain this movie. This video, I thought it was going to be a bit more shorter than usual. But yeah, please give me recommendations on any genre of movie. Preferably, I think I said in one of my videos, between an hour and 20 and possibly 2 hours. I'll make it hour and 20 and hour and 40. Roughly between those durations. Maybe 5 minutes, you know, longer, possibly. You know, like an hour and 45 maybe, probably maximum. Because I don't think I could handle two hours or over of a movie. So yeah, please, it could be any genre. It could be something that can make me go, "Oh, wow, really?" Or could make me go face palm like this. So yeah, please let me know. That's it for this video. 2 out of 10 it is. If you enjoyed the video, please give a like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification below. So see you in my next video.